Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group, coming to you guys today with another Fuk It Friday. Today on Fuk It Friday, it's going to be a little bit of a different episode because this is actually something that you should give a fuck about, but yet it's something that you should not give a fuck about. So ideally, I was trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to structure this on the podcast, but I want to talk specifically about complaining and people who are complainers, people who find fault in everything, people who complain about everything and anything. And this includes, my friends, you. I've actually been trying to be very, very self-aware lately myself, okay, of what is the shit that I'm complaining, and not only the shit that I'm complaining about verbally out loud, but what is the shit that I'm complaining about that I'm thinking about, right? You know, because early this morning, I go to take my dog outside, and I go out there, and with this fucking Ohio weather right now, it's warm, it's cold, it's warm, it's cold. I go out there and I'm like freezing my balls off. And I catch myself complaining. I'm like, fuck this. Like, this sucks. And the bottom line is, though, now here's the bottom line. Here's the interesting thing about complaining. Whatever it is that you focus on expands. Think about that. Whatever it is that you focus on expands. So immediately, once I internally begin saying, fuck this weather, fuck Ohio, fuck all this shit, fuck the cold, like all of this, like I caught that. And I've actually been reading a book by Harv Eker. It's called The Millionaire's Mindset. And one of the things that he talks about in the book is every time you catch yourself complaining is to take your finger and run it across your throat, because you're literally slitting your financial throat. Because what happens when you focus on the negative shit continues to happen. You know, you guys ever heard of the spiral effect, where you wake up in the morning and the very first thing that you do when you wake up is you stub your fucking toe. And then from there, you're brushing your teeth and you get a toothache. And then from there, you go outside, it's freezing cold. From there, you get a bad, an angry customer that calls, so on and on and on. And literally people from just stubbing their toe can tend to down spiral their entire day. And if you don't be careful, you can actually watch people's life go into a complete fucking down spiral, because they will never stop complaining or focusing on the shit that's going wrong. I could have easily went out there this morning when it was cold as fuck and freezing my balls off, and I could have said, you know what, man, at least I'm alive. Shit, I'm alive today, right? So we always got a choice. We always got a choice in the moment. Is, do we focus on the shit, or do we pay attention to the shit that's going wrong or the shit that we don't like? Or do we sink back into gratitude and begin being grateful for the things that we have and the things that are going right? Most of the time our complaints aren't shit, right? Our complaints they're not anything of major relevance. I mean, okay, it's fucking cold out, right? So fucking what? It's everybody. It's cold for everybody up here in Ohio. It's just the way that it is. It's not like I'm the only one being sought out by the cold ass weather early in the morning trying to fuck me up, right off the bat. But that being said, I am becoming self-aware about this, right? So this is something that you should give a fuck. It's like you should give a fuck about shit that you shouldn't give a fuck about, right? So that's kind of how I started the podcast. Like you should give a fuck about being self-aware, like knowing when you're not only verbally complaining and stopping yourself. Take your finger, do the Harvecker thing, rub it across your neck, and understand that you're slitting your financial future by doing this. But you should not give a fuck about the stuff that you're complaining about. We really need to put that underneath a magnifying glass and look at it for what it is. Like, should I really be complaining about this shit? And number one. Second thing is, does it fucking help to complain about it? No, because what we focus on expands. What we focus on, we get more of. So why not focus on happiness? Why not focus on money? Why not focus on love? Why not focus on bringing value to the world? Why not focus in the moment on everything that is going right? And you should not give a fuck about all this little shit in our heads that we think is going wrong when we have so many things to be thankful for. And I'm sure a lot of you guys can feel that. And a lot of you guys who listen to this podcast, you could look around and you could think of so many things right now that you have to be thankful for. You need to fall into that gratitude, but also become self-aware enough that you can begin firing back at this negative habit. And that you guys know, I talk about this all the time. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Once you begin firing back positive thoughts at a negative habit, it's not long that the positive thoughts will actually take over the negative thoughts. And my friends, that is the key to becoming self-aware and establishing a habit of gratitude in your life rather than a habit of fucking complaining. So this is the one Fuck It Friday, is the thing that you should give a fuck about that you shouldn't give a fuck about. Okay. So change your focus and watch what you focus on expand. All right, everybody. I appreciate you for coming along on this Marketing Revolution podcast. And as usual, we'll see you on that next one.